Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you have a cable bill or a phone bill or any other monthly bill for things like internet or home security? Of course you do. Well, guess what? You're probably being overcharged, and you're not alone. Millions of Americans are overpaying on their monthly bills to the tune of $60 billion a year. What if you could pay less for the exact same services? No, really, no change. And then use that extra money for things that make your life better, like a family vacation, college tuition, or simply taking some me time. Sound too good to be true? It's not. You can put your savings on autopilot. We'll analyze your bills and negotiate on your behalf, so you won't pay any more than you should for the essential services you use every day. You don't pay unless we can save you money. When we lower your bills, we'll split the savings with you, and you'll get the same or better service than you have today for less money and no hassle. We know because we've already saved our customers millions of dollars on their essential services like mobile phone, internet, cable, and more. You send us your bills, we lower them. It's that simple. Stop overpaying today. Send us your bills. That's all it takes to start living your life better.
Okay, so you're worried about your financial future. Maybe you've lost money from a poor investment, or you're just looking for a solution to catch up on your retirement savings. You've heard a lot of people talk about the benefits of investing in land. They boast about their favorable returns and secure financial freedom. But you're still apprehensive. Where is the best place to buy property? And when is the best time to buy? Are you even qualified for this investment? Well, let CalChoice Investments put your worries to rest with their land banking solution. With the CalChoice Land Banking Solution, you'll receive expert help to build your personal wealth and diversify your investment portfolio. The strategy is simple. Buy land in a predictable path of growth, hold your insured grant deed until its value increases, and then sell it for a profit. We've all seen land developing on the outskirts of our communities, sometimes so suddenly it seems overnight. Whoa, hey, where'd that come from? And we've all said, if I'd known back then what I know now. Well, now is your opportunity. Now is the time to secure your financial future. The professionals at CalChoice are constantly seeking out new knowledge to make sure you're getting the right land at the right time in the path of growth and priced below market value. They do this by thoroughly analyzing the future potential of your land, doing all the research and paperwork so that you don't have to. In other words, CalChoice does the heavy lifting while you rest easy. Better yet, they stick with you even after your purchase is complete by providing quarterly updates via newsletter, property profile, and online tax support for your land. And you'll be surprised at how easy it is to pay for your investment. You can purchase land with cash or tax-deferred money, such as your existing IRAs and 401ks, without penalties or tax consequences. So if you're ready to take the next step toward the long-term financial freedom you've always dreamed of, now is the time to secure your financial future. So what are you waiting for?
Well, grand evening, East Coast, West Coast, and everywhere in between. Guys, hey, listen, this is a phenomenal opportunity. Take this last few moments to go ahead and get any of your team, any of your members. You want to get them on this conversation of this Wealth Talk After Dark conversation, because I tell you what, we are excited. This is the last part of the evening of our Labor Day holiday. And I tell you what, we have been laboring to get this information out to the masses nonstop. Guys, the train is moving. You need to be on it or you're going to get left behind. I got a phenomenal guest that's with us tonight. You're not going to want to miss this conversation. Take this last few moments to go ahead on and text somebody, share this content with them, get them on this platform, because see, we are in a crisis that we need to have the fix to, and we have that fix. In this company that you're going to hear tonight, you're not going to want to miss this information. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys just a few more moments, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Appreciate your time and your attention. My name is Darryl R. Banks, 2-star executive director and founding member with MWR Financial, and your host of our weekly Thursday night Financial University segment called The Financial University, where we bring on the experts that are behind the scenes on this Wealth Club membership. So I tell you, it's an exclusive invitation only membership that you definitely want to be a part of. So take the last few moments to go ahead and get them the text out, get that share this platform out. We are also on YouTube and on Twitch TV. So certainly we want to be sure that this information is getting out to the universe, because we are have such a momentum going on right now. It is amazing. So we definitely want to appreciate you. But guys, hey, listen, let's go ahead on and get started. This gentleman I'm about to bring on, he is a phenomenal individual. He has a mission. He has the drive. Just recently has spent some time with some families here in the Carolinas. And I tell you what, I am loving what he's doing. The energy, the synergy, the collaboration that we have is amazing. No other than my partner, Power Move 6, Mr. Brian Woods. Mr. Woods, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on, my guy, man? Hey, thank you for letting me on your show today, man. I'm telling you what, I love every time that we collaborate, because we want to get this information out to the masses, because it's necessary, you know. And more so, man, tonight, man, we had another awesome event that we came from. I like the fact of how we talk about how brothers need to start to get together and talk about how to take care of their household. But more so, we know that everybody out there, sometimes they're crying in desperation, financially, but we're about to help that hurt, because guess what? We care. And not only that we care, hey, we ready to bridge the gap between the wealthy and the working class, because it's necessary.
Definitely necessary, man. And so, guys, listen. So, who we are actually part of a couple of different organizations, all under one entity. The name of our organizations, from Kingdom Builders, MWR Kingdom Builders, to Power Move 6, the Legacy Movement, guys. All of us we consider to be called the Wealth Syndicate. So, what is the Wealth Syndicate? Well, basically, we're a bunch of professionals, attorneys, doctors, influencers, you name it, all come together under a common cause to be able to get this information out about a company called MWR Financial. MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. Okay. And we're certainly doing that with each and every person that we touch with this program. So let's get into it, man. You ready? So what do we all have in common? We have our employees, we got our self-employed individuals, we have our business owners, we have our rappers, our athletes, entertainers, and we have people who are already well-to-do. They already got it going on. That's all well and good, but there's one thing that we all have in common, is that we just do not know what to do with the money. We see it happening all the time. We hear about the athletes, the rappers. They losing their cash from just something happening, because they just did not have the proper means to understand how to take care of that cash. Okay. Then we have our employees. Well, hey, listen, if you're a W-2 employee, you are overpaying in taxes, but no one's told you that. So you're just going with the day-to-day, just moseying along. Listen, you got to go ahead on and find a way to get that handled. Then you got the self-employed individuals. It's okay that you're self-employed, but you still need to have some type of, person or persons that's going to be behind you to be sure that you're handling your money right. Business owners, guys, you're busy all the time. You're always there in the grind. You need to have someone there to help you get your financial life in order as well. So the one thing that we all don't have access to is the wealth resources. The wealth resources that gives you access to positive cash flow, multiple streams of income, asset accumulation and information, wealth protection, the generational wealth that you're talking about, being able to create, and then taking all that and being able to implement that in that education. Now, Brian, what would you say about these wealth resources?
Man, I'll tell you right now, this wealth resources is definitely what we've been needing to help bridge the gap, on this journey that we been talking about. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of people be thinking like, why is this other person over here doing better than me, financially? Is because they didn't have the information that was passed down from generation to generation. But we're going to break all those chains on that whole attitude today with this opportunity that we're talking about.
That's what's up, man. So what Brian just talking about and myself is the best kept secret, but it's no longer a secret to me and to him and to others that we're exposing to is MWR Financial. Guys, we are a full service financial strategist company that gives you access to experts. And we're talking about the same experts that actually are behind the people who handle money for LeBron James or Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry. Okay. They have wealth experts, CPAs, financial planners, IRS enrolled agents, debt elimination, credit restoration specialists, you name it. These are licensed, trained professionals. Okay. This ain't somebody that's around the corner that's helping you get your financial life in order. These people have licenses that they have to keep up yearly, and they are on top of the game. Okay. This is what you have in your back pocket. Okay. It's a premium wealth membership that gives you the opportunity to be able to come and stay wealthy. So we're going to talk about the leadership that's behind this company, Brian. Let's talk a little bit about who we have that's bringing this experience to the fold.
So, with our leadership, we have 100 years of leadership, behind us. We have Mr. Brian House, the Chief Operating Officer of this whole thing. We also have Mr. Dominic Tosin that's in charge of field and development. We have Ms. Sonia that is in charge of our actual chief marketing. And we have Mr. Jonathan Moore, part of our technology. And we also definitely have, Mrs. Leah Ross, she never miss a beat with us getting paid. I got to say that up front. Salute her out of all the people. But all of them together form this awesome company called Make Wealth Real Financial. So I love this awesome group right here. Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, hey, let's look, man. The company actually started in 2017. Home headquarters is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The product is a wealth membership and its resources. And we're a multi-million-dollar debt-free company, guys. So you want to be partnered with such a phenomenal success and track record that we have here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that as we move on, as far as the lineage of where MWR started and who we are today. So you definitely want to grab yourself a pen and pad for these notes, okay? All right. So what do we have? This is wealth membership. It's our flagship product, guys. This wealth membership has so much involved in it that it's parallel to anything that you ever seen before. Okay, again, with the financial resources that you have to show you how to multiply, protect your money, this is what you want to have in your back pocket. And you can do all this from your phone or do it from a laptop. Either way, you got access. I make no decisions without going through my financial resources that I have here. So we're going to break down a little bit about what's all included in this membership. And then we're going to give you some deep dive information on a few of them. So let's talk about everything to the left. Brian, go ahead and run with that.
So, I'll tell you right now, it's 4 things that stick out in my mind when we talk about this awesome wealth membership thing that's going to help you combat from becoming wealthy. So think about this. These solutions that we got with these actual experts, from reducing your taxes, eliminating your debt, and lowering your bills, and restoring your credit off the rip. Those 4 platforms alone with those experts working those, those are going to put you in way better shape than you ever imagined. Because most people used to be thinking like, hey, if I got good credit, then I'm good. Or some people say, if I got, if I'm making a lot of money on my job, I'm doing well. But that's not necessarily true. You need a combination of all these things to be, in the right area in order for you to take to a whole nother level. But it gets better. We also have, when you get over to the wealth side, you start to accumulate wealth and try to, put your money and park your stuff in another vehicle. But we get with the diversified cash flow account, the private reserve account. And we also have land banking, and we also have keys to my home ownership. But with all of that stuff that we're talking about, what these experts doing, trust my assets alone, okay? Trust my assets alone will put the bow on everything that we're talking about with these services. Because I'm telling you right now, they always say that a good man should leave a actual legacy for his children and his children's children. And this is the best way to seal the deal. But it gets better. We also have another awesome group of services that we have. And one that stick out of my mind is, people are always talking about, hey, about keeping good books as a small business owner, stuff like that. With this hurdle alone, this is one of the things that keeping a lot of people on track. And so whenever it's time for you to get audited, guess what? You're going to be audit proof because you got your stuff tracked and it's very professional. It streamlines everything. And we got other services like, the legal part of services of it, and all the way to talk to the experts. But the main thing is this: we have a bucket of everything that you need for wealth. When I say bucket, it's to a different type of bucket. Every time you dig into it, you got something that's going to help secure everything that you got going on wealth-wise. And that's what I love so much about it, Daryl.
Wow. So you're telling me we got an expense tracking app, so you'll be able to track your expenses from meals to your fuel to everything that you purchase?
Yes, Daryl. Wow. I never thought something like this would be true. And most people, a lot of times, when it comes to business or opportunity, anything dealing with business, they get scared because so much people start thinking about the operational side of it, but not looking at, hey, what does my paperwork look like in case if I ever get the audit? And that's what a lot of people be, nervous about when they get into business, that they don't have this stuff in order. But this helps streamline a lot of the extraness that you would have did if you didn't have this service.
Absolutely. And one thing too that I heard you mention, and I love too, and I get this all the time from people, man, the IRS enrolled agents. We actually have that annual tax prep, so you can have your taxes evaluated. Okay.
Yes.
Be sure that you're in line with that. And also, just as you would hear those infomercials about, being able to get your taxes and stuff reduced from whatever these huge payments, you can actually have that done through our program for a flat fee of $750, man.
Hey, okay. and that's truly amazing, Daryl. It's truly amazing.
It is. So let's keep it moving, though. So everything that Brian just mentioned, and that we have a little bit of, curtail about, is all for $149.97, guys. Less than what, a cup of coffee a day, if that.
Exactly.
$149.97. No contracts, no setup fees, and your spouse is included. So all of that we just talked about is included for $149.97. Guys, you can't get one of these services for under $100. Nevertheless, being able to schedule a consultation with a CPA, you go ahead and call your local CPA tomorrow and ask them how much would it cost for you to have this conversation with me. We're talking about $200 to $300 an hour. Not to mention that this is not including anything that may be doing with your spouse. This is just for you. Okay. How about that credit restoration program? That's included in our services. You don't pay extra for that. If anyone is charging you to help you, quote unquote, fix your credit, that's actually unethical. This is included in your membership. We do not charge you for credit restoration. So that's heavy right there, man. That's heavy.
That's definitely
moving. So what does NWR Financial say? We're guaranteeing your success. If our opportunity and experts and the services don't help you create, increase, and multiply your cash flow within the first 30 days, you get a full refund. Now, what financial services company is giving money back? I haven't heard or seen that ever happen. But MWR Financial knows that it works and works in a big way. So that's pretty heavy right there. No risk of loss for you to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, test drive this membership. and see what results you're going to get. And we're going to be talking about some results here in just a second. Talk about that keys to home ownership, man, a little bit.
Hey, so that keys to my home ownership, man, nowhere else in the world have I seen an opportunity like this, especially during this time. You know, a lot of people rent went up, you know, during the height of COVID-19, and trust me, it ain't going down. The housing market is definitely, you know, in an uproar, but guess what? It doesn't matter if it's in an uproar or not. We're giving people an opportunity to be able to buy homes, even having lower income. Now, I know some other, you know, companies, when it comes to them selling houses or whatever the case may be, they might, you know, scrutinize people because they might not be able to park. Just like Daryl said earlier, we have an in-house credit firm that's going to work with people that's having credit issues. But what I like is this: we don't go directly off of credit. We look at your history of how you've been paying on time every time with rent, and you know, some other couple of factors to see where we're going to be able to position you from, you know, our rent to own, to our privatized and a privatized funding, and all the way to our traditional lending. But what I like about it is this: it gives the average person that, you know, renting, or they only have like about $5,000 that they actually taking on with the renting, to become a homeowner. And now you're creating generational wealth, or at least at a minimum of the average about $200,000 in equity in a home. So this is a no-brainer. You need a place to live anyway. Why not start paying your own mortgage and create generational wealth so your children can have something that they can call their own and have some equity in a home that is theirs, you know?
Absolutely. And so what I am to understand about this too, you actually are in this home. They give you 36 months, up to 36 months to be able to purchase this property.
Yes, it's true.
Wow.
It's a true thing. And that's a good thing for the people that never envision that, you know, they can go from renter to now you creating generational wealth and having privatized housing. Now you don't have to worry about people coming to inspect unannounced or at the last moment, or they're going up on your rent. Because guess what? When you lock in with your own home, most people get fixed mortgages. There's no flex, and you don't want to get no flexible mortgage. So we lock in at a fixed mortgage. Now you know exactly how much you're going to pay every month. You don't have to worry about stuff coming in for stuff going up. You locked in and starting to create a generation with your own private setting. That's a good thing.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's keep it moving. So, guys, we talk about becoming your own bank. You've heard this term before, possibly infinite banking. Listen, it is real, and it is definitely sweeping the nation when it comes to understanding about being your own bank. We've been putting our selves and our monies into these institutions for a very long time. And what have you gotten back in return? Well, become your own bank with our diversified cash flow account, the DCA, and the private reserve account, the PRA. Both of these two accounts, guys, alone are game changers. Why I say this? Well, first of all, the diversified cash flow account is basically a savings account on steroids. This is something that you want to take advantage of today and watch your cash flow start to elevate in such a level that you just want to understand it because of the compounding that it does. Then we have that private reserve account. That account alone is no taxes, no risk of loss. As you have this type of account, this has a higher return than a 401k. Okay, higher return. So you can definitely go ahead and just put your 401k aside, because see, this right here will still continue to build wealth for you when you put your money into this. Now, both of these two accounts alone are considered to be accounts that are entitled to what's called an accredited investor. An accredited investor is a person who makes $250,000 or more, or $1 million net worth in assets that, and does not include their actual property. So I bank with Fidelity. Never once have I gone into Fidelity Investments and they say, "Hey, Mr. Banks, we want to share with you an account that can help grow your cash from the 401k." Why? Because I don't have $250,000 in the bank yet. But through this program, you got access to two accounts that accredited investors have access to. This right here alone is worth $149.97. Okay, just these two accounts alone. But it gets even better. Let's talk about that land banking, man.
So with this land banking, what I like about it, we got people like Mr. Warren Buffett, the 2028 Olympics, and the U.S. Armed Forces that bought into this land. They spent billions and billions of dollars. But you know who else bought into it? MWR Financial. So think about this, right? Daryl, do you recall back in the 1996 Olympic Games that came to Atlanta?
I do.
Hey, this is what's about to happen in Atlanta. Atlanta went from Atlanta to hot Atlanta. And when I say it went to hot Atlanta, meaning that Atlanta had never been the same, even in present day right now. We got like Mr. Tyler Perry, you know, he's doing a lot of his movie shoots out of there with his actual compounding out there. We got a lot of people in the movie industry doing the Atlanta Housewives and the other different TV shows that they have that people like to view. We also have the music industry that, as you know, put their footprint in Atlanta, in Atlanta. So when you say Atlanta, you got to say Atlanta and LA in the same sentence, because when you think about the growth, whenever people, you know, doing something in the movie industry or in the showbiz industry, they either in LA or they're in Atlanta. There's no in between, or Las Vegas. You say all of them in the same sentence, they got the same height. But what I like so much about this actual parcel of land that we're talking about is this: you're able to buy this land for 40% below actual value, this wholesale value. Now, I don't know about you, but Daryl, I know you've been around the world. You can get nothing. You can get nothing for cheap over there in the Los Angeles, or even in the state of California as a whole, because you got a lot of people that have some serious funds that live out in a lot of rich and famous people that have some serious dough, and they like to protect their land in the route. And that's why it's so expensive. But better yet, think about this. Now, we talked about the growth over in Atlanta, but what's going to be happening over here? Mr. Warren Buffett got a green home zone that he's building over in the area. It's going to be energy efficient. They also have a transportation system that's going to come from LA to Las Vegas. And what I like is they're going to be creating 6,000 more jobs with the U.S. Armed Forces, and the 2020 Olympics alone. Sitting in the way of this growth, think about this. You got people like Walmart, Target, all these other people that are going to want to invest in this land, because guess what? They want to get some of this path of growth money. But guess what? Who's in the way? People like me and Daryl, we're going to be in the way, because when they say membership has privileges, it definitely has privileges. So this is a no-brainer for all y'all people out there that love to invest in land. You're gonna get it for 40% wholesale value. But guess what? They said membership has its privilege, and it definitely has privilege with its parcel of land. And I don't know
Absolutely. So we also have another program which is called Trust My Assets. You heard Brian talk a little bit about this. This right here is so strong. Brian, man, let you run with this one right here, because this is exciting. For when I hear you talk about it, it's exciting.
Yeah.
We've actually seen partners who have actually been honored to have this here. This is a whole different level. Go ahead and run with this trust, man.
So Trust My Assets. I'm gonna tell you, I love this so much. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of people always talk about, me taking care of my family down the line. But this trust that we talking about is just not like a living trust or will. We talking about a complex trust. We talking about a trust that, so complex that, guess what? IRS can't penetrate it. We talking about statutory law can't penetrate it. You talking about it won't even go to the probate court for somebody to contest it, because guess why? We're going to be able to secure your business trust. From your business trust, all the accounts payables, all the funds and investments that are going on with that business, we're going to take that money and we're going to take it over to the family trust. Once it gets to the family trust, it's going to be able to pay for everything, like me and Mr. Daryl Bates. It's going to be able to pay for our mortgages. It's going to be able to pay for, our actual private school for our kids. It's going to be able to pay for, different things in our entity for all our families. And even to the point where me and Mr. Daryl Banks get to the level that, we're taking it to, we're going to have to pay ourselves a salary. So yes, we're going to be able to pay ourselves a salary, and we're going to be able to pay our kids between the ages of 7 and 17. Because guess what? It ain't no fun if the family can't have none. So let's keep the money in the family, so we can build a environment where wealth is common. But more so, what I want to say y'all about this Trust My Asset is this: this is not the one you want to play with. When I say this, that money, after we done pay everything, after we done paid all the funds out to the family and the trustees in the trust, we're going to take the rest of that money and we're going to take it over to our foundational trust. We talk about the Daryl Banks Foundation. We're talking about the Power Move 06 foundation. And when we get it over into that foundation, we're going to be able to lower our actual taxes from 5% to 0%. Do you hear me? What does it feel like for you to be able to pay no taxes, 0 taxes for the rest of your life? Now, we got one caveat about this, is this, that we're going to give 5% of these funds to a charity of our liking. Meaning, maybe it may be Ronald McDonald House, maybe might be the Fisher House, or it could be your local church, or it could be the high school you went to, or whatever it may be. But the good thing is this: we're helping the community, and at the same time securing it so our children's and our children's children can live a legacy without anybody impeding what we work so hard for. So this is something that everybody want to look into. And there, I get so compassionate about it, man. I just want to keep going on and on. But just to give them a snapshot of how awesome, this trust fund is, And the key thing is this. The key thing is this. The reason why I don't get penetrated, because this goes all the way back to the law of the 1700s with the English common law. And I want to say, publicly, shout out to Mr. Roger Grant for dropping his knowledge on us. Hey, and all we doing is spreading it. I'm not the expert. All I do is promote.
That's it, brother. That's it, man. Amazing. So this is our favorite part of our segment, man. We get ready to talk about the results of some people, and there's thousands, and I mean thousands of testimonies. If you go to MWR Financial Results.com, MWRFinancialResults.com is our Facebook testimonial page. Guys, you'll be able to see thousands and thousands of testimonies there. I'm going to drop that in the scroll here in just a second. But go ahead and talk about Mr. Charles and Judith Ivy, man. Man, I tell you what right now, man. Up front, a shout out hands down to Mr. Charles and affectionately known as Cookie Ivory. Hey, this was one of the do-it-first power couple, but I want to give y'all the insight of this story, right? Think about this, right? At the height of COVID-19, Charles was laid off from his job, right? This is the height of COVID-19 for 90 days with no pay. Think about this. When I say this some do-it-first couple, think about it. After the 90 days was up, Charles went back to his job. He was actual VA benefit advisor here out in Fort Stewart, Georgia, out here in Georgia. And when he went back, instead of him being humble and say, okay, I'm happy to be back so I can get some money and get paid for my family, guess what he did? He gave his boss his 2 weeks notice. Say, hey, I'm going to return the favor. He gave enough time with a 2 weeks notice to be able to clean off his desk, being able to go ahead and talk to those clients, close those clients out, and, give the game to everybody else and say, hey, look, I'm about to take it to the house, and literally to the house and work from the home. But not only just him and his wife, Daryl, but the snapshot of what they did with this awesome opportunity is this. Both of them got 2 parcels of land in Antelope, California, 2 private reserve accounts, and they got a trust fund baby. The youngest investor is their youngest son, Mr. Cameron Ivory, at that great age of 3. Now he's 5. Hey, they set this young man up by teaching him about how this game goes wealth-wise. This young man is going to be worth $750,000 about time he's 18, all because his dad and his mom took enough time to say, hey, let's pass the torch now. Let's not wait until he, 18 or 17 to figure it out. No, if a child is old enough to start asking for stuff that costs value, he or she is old enough to start learning financial literacy and solutions and carry this torch. But some of the highlights is this: they 95%, in taxes eliminated, 100% debt free. Landowners, they, dropped $1,400 in reduced taxes, $1,500 in lowering their bills. Both husband and wife are in the 800 credit score, and they took $400 out of that $400 what they had. Some of the accolades what they already took, but look at the home in the background. They got a 6,000 square foot home with a 2,300 attachment in the back and a pool with a stock lake. It don't get no better than that. When I tell you they some of the top earner power couples in the industry, they will give you the shirt off their back. But what I love about them so much is this: they willing to help whoever willing to get help. Hey, shout out to my mentors, Charles and Cookie Ivory. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. Guess what? I'm taking notes.
we got next.
Oh, and didn't Miss Ivory just recently just pick up a brand new Lexus SUV?
Yo, talk about it. Look,
Wow.
she definitely did. A shout out to her for that awesome, the awesome new vehicle she got. And this is the thing. She deserved every part of it. Because guess what? They always say behind a good man, there's a good woman. But guess what? Charles was like, I'm happy for it. Because guess what? He said she able to pay for it on the dime of MWR Financial. Didn't he? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it don't get no better. It don't get no better than that. Hey, I love this couple to death. Hey, keep doing what y'all doing. And we definitely coming. We definitely coming. Hey, we love it.
Check this out, man. So listen, it gets even better. So here's this gentleman right here, Dr. Gerald W. Parker. And I'll tell you what, I had the pleasure of being able to be introduced to this wealth membership, becoming a wealth promoter from this gentleman right here. We sat down at a local coffee shop here in Garner, North Carolina. Shout out to Full Bloom. Sat there, had a great cup of coffee, discussed this opportunity, and I never looked back, man. I watched him walk off his job, paying him $65,000 a year to do this very thing full time. And you say, well, what is that? What we're doing right now, exposing you to this wealth membership. In the interim of all that, I actually was able to see the limousine pull up, red carpet treatment, pull up, walk out this job. His colleagues were crying. They could not believe what they were seeing. He told them, I'm going to be leaving here. And he did that. He eliminated his debt by 6.5 years. He paid off a brand new Mercedes. He actually was able to reduce his taxes by $350 per month. His credit score got increased by 128 points, which helped to be able to reduce all his debt. And he's cash flowing over $10,000 a day or per month, excuse me. So that right there alone was amazing. Then he had a dream about having a second home. He was able to acquire a property and acquired this property in South Florida. So he has a property in Florida and he has a property here in North Carolina as well. So that's called freedom, options, and choices, guys. So you want to put yourself in a position where you have freedom, options, and choices. Enough of this being able to not go someplace and stay as long as I want to go with, how long you want to be with, eat what you want to eat. I mean, guys, listen, this is the lifestyle that people that take the chances in life have the opportunity to do so. And with this wealth promotion membership, you guys can be able to do the same thing. Let's keep it moving. So let's talk about this gentleman here, Mr. Brian Bean. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Woods, but we'll get him back here shortly. Mr. Brian Bean, this gentleman here, as humble as he was when he came to this opportunity, still humble today. Watched him actually grow his net worth. He was able to acquire a piece of property in Atlanta, Georgia, with a body of water. Affectionately call this property Bean Acres. Now you can fish, you can ATV. It has trails all through it, 20 acres, guys. It has an Airbnb on a property. So you literally can go and rent this Airbnb on Bean Acres. Okay, rent this Airbnb out. The property is used for movies. He just recently had the Housewives of Atlanta there shooting. And see, Atlanta's, like Mr. Brian said, it's called the mini Hollywood. So this is the cash that he was able to acquire to create this asset. And then from the asset, he is making more cash from it. The government gave him an opportunity to put ducks into this pond, which actually helps additional cash flow because he is helping to save the conserve with the animal conservation list. So he was actually compensated for that, bringing in the ducks. Okay. Then, and I may mention that he purchased his property sight unseen, I might add. Okay. Hadn't seen the property. And he has now been able to purchase the additional parts of the property from the owners that was in behind the land itself. So now he's actually got all of it. So it's actually more than 20 acres now. Let's talk about Dubai. He purchased a property in Dubai. 8th floor of this property, he bought cash, had a virtual walkthrough. The apartment, guys, is already fully furnished. When he arrives to Dubai to stay at his property there, he is picked up in a Phantom and taken to the property. That's all part of the package. Okay. On the 8th floor, when he looks across the sands, I like to say, they're building residential communities or residencies there by the Ritz-Carlton. Okay. These mansions are starting at 20 million each. Guys, listen, they're making this stuff for somebody. No longer can you keep saying to yourself, I don't deserve this. Why not? It's nothing wrong with having nice things, but you have to position yourself and be humble enough to position yourself to be able to have these nice things. So why not go get yourself a condo in Dubai if you want to? That's what this man did. Okay. So become a wealth promoter. So what is the wealth promoter? Well, this is what you're looking at. We're promoting this membership that's going to help you create your income from anywhere, from your laptop, from your cell phone. It's a home-based business opportunity, guys. I'm not sure what happened with Mr. Woods, but that's okay. We're going to keep it moving. I might have another guest I'm about to bring on here in just a second. All right. So, guys, what is the cost of this wealth promotion you keep hearing us talk about? Not a problem. $249.97. It's a one-time $100 activation fee, and then $149.97 per month. And we're going to show you how to get this business self-funded. Write this down. Okay, self-funded. We're going to show you how to do that. 3 equals plus 1 equals free. This is exactly what we're getting ready to share with you, how to make this self-funded for yourself, okay? Let me just come on and see if we have here Mr. Woods. Hang on a second. All right. Is this Mr. Woods or Mr. Dante Oliphant?
This is Mr. Dante.
Man, what's going on, my friend? Hey, listen, I want to thank you so much for being on the platform. Not sure what happened to Mr. Woods, but hey, listen, we want to thank you so much. We understand that you are one of our expansion coaches and leaders of our millennial movement. And tell you what, guys, if you have not been on the millennial platform Thursday nights, you definitely need to tap into that. Mr. Oliphant, go ahead and tell a little bit about your story, man.
Man, so first of all, it's a pleasure being on here. I greatly appreciate y'all taking the initiative to share this information with people. Because, you know, people need this across America. It's important. You know, the state of the economy is pretty shaky right now. So I'm glad that we're providing something that could give people stability going forward for their families and future generations. So I just want to commend y'all for that. But a little bit about me. I'm 22 years old. I'm a college athlete. I'm in Hinesville right now. Getting ready to go into the Air Force. But I joined MWR about 3 years ago in 2020 with my dad. He brought me, my sister, my brother in. And just, man, it's been a journey in terms of financial literacy, you know what I'm saying, mindset, you know, mentorship from some of y'all, you know, yourself, Mr. Woods, you know, Brian, you know, Mr. Charles, all of y'all like poured into me personally, and I really appreciate that. But more about the business and my testimony on that. I was able to bring in $600 a month, and you know, as a college student,
Wow.
as a college student, man, like $600 a month with no bills, like I have no bills. That's a blessing, and that's greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
Go take myself to Zaxby real quick. Right.
Right.
But,
Exactly.
yeah, it definitely
Man, that's awesome.
You feel me? It definitely put good money in my pocket.
Absolutely.
And then on the credit side, my credit score, I tapped in with the experts, uploaded my credit reports, and my credit score went from a 544 up to a 781 at 21. So,
wow.
Like I said, the leverage that this company has provided me with going forward, you know, stepping into my adult life is phenomenal. I've tried other things, you know what I'm saying? I've tried Forex, stuff like that, you know, these trading groups, all that, but this is something that's sustainable. It's proven. And, you know, there's millionaires that I could call and talk to personally and get advice from and get guidance from. You know, I didn't get that from anything else I've done before. So you know, this has put me ahead of the
That's
game
amazing,
light
man.
years. You know, this has definitely put me ahead light years.
Ahead. That's the millennial millionaire mindset.
Yes, you feel me? Like,
that's
I really
that's the
appreciate
millionaire
everything.
mindset, man. Absolutely, man. See, that's the millionaire mindset that we like to have. And I'll tell you what, you could hear from other millennials Thursday nights. You definitely want to tap in Thursday nights. And that address is howtobuildmywealth.com, howtobuildmywealth.com with the password wealth, all lowercase. Definitely tap in at 7:25 Eastern. So definitely tap in with that, guys. But hey, stand by, keep watching with us, man. We're going to keep you on hold. We may bring you back into the fold. Mr. Woods, you good?
Yeah, can you hear me? Sound check.
You be good, man. We good. Let's keep it moving here.
Okay, awesome.
So let's go ahead and talk about this promoter industry, man.
So, you know, with this wealth promoter deal, right? Being a wealth promoter, we're in a $109 trillion financial industry, one of the biggest industry in the world. I know some people are like, man, are you serious? Yes, I'm dead serious. You know, you got to think about it. We got NASCAR, the NFL, we got A-list performers like Mr. Jay-Z, but also platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Right now, we're on StreamYard, and we're actually leveraging it through Facebook. So now thousands of people can go back and look at this on a replay, because guess what? We know that people are looking for something in their quiet desperation. It's somebody right now that is in desperation, in the dark, trying to figure out how are they going to get above that poverty line, you know? And when I say that is this, some people don't even look at it because they've been going through that 40 for so long. When they see something like this, it's like, hold up, it's no way. Guess what? Yes way. Because it's like we told you, we come from a group of people all the way from celebrities all the way to people that work as custodians. So we don't frown upon anybody when they get in this industry, because we already know what everybody needs. Because think about this. It don't matter what level you at financially. If the check stop, the relationship with that employee will be just like it never existed. So we're trying to get y'all to look at some on top of what you already make. And we're not knocking jobs, but we're saying this is on top of what you're already doing, money, this unwaged passive income. But we're gonna roll into really how this thing is going down with this passive income, because it hit different. It hit way different.
Well, I will tell you what, man, I want to read this real quick, because this what I actually saw today really took it home for me. And this is just something that we are seeing kind of happening on a regular.
Okay.
This really affected my thinking on what's happening with the jobs, right? So check this out. So more than 65,000 U.S. employees lost their jobs in major job cuts this summer, according to the Forbes layoff tracker. Mm-hmm. As recession fears and economic uncertainty continue to prompt employers to readjust their headcounts, after more than 136,000 Americans were laid off in major layoffs over the last 3 months of the year. Now, this title of this whole segment was Big Companies from CVS to Yellow Corp laid off more than 65,000 employees this summer. Guys, listen, this is coming from the Forbes magazine or documentation that I've read. This was on September 4th, which was yesterday. You hear what's happening out here in America, and yet you're looking for the solution to getting another job. That can happen with anything that's tied to something where they basically got to squeeze their production down because businesses are suffering. We talk about that lower your bills program. Do you know that there's an additional tax that's actually in that bill that you're paying? It's a COVID tax. Okay, they may not name it that, but businesses needed to recoup their losses, so they are passing that off to the consumer. So have your bills reduced to paying what you should be paying. But these type of stories is nothing new, guys. We're hearing about this happening every day. Become a wealth promoter with us. Join this wealth syndicate, NWR Financial, and let us help you get to the other side, because it ain't all about having a plan B is creating a better plan A. So how do we do all this wealth promotion? Through e-commerce, do direct marketing, and do social media marketing. Guys, listen, you're already doing it now. The direct marketing is what we're doing now. We're directly marketing this wealth promotion to you. The e-commerce, you're already doing that. You're buying things online now. And then the social media marketing, you see something you like, you're going on ahead and sharing it. You're marketing somebody else's product. So these are the three industries that we're in to get this message out. So now we're going to talk about this comp plan. You heard Mr. Oliphant speak a little bit about that. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint just to kind of give you a small breakdown on exactly how this works. And again, 3 equals free. Let me go ahead and pull up this PowerPoint. Give me just a second. Okay, guys, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's jump into it. Let's see if I can get it to go. Just a second. All right, here we go. So guys, as an executive director with our company, that's our first level. You're paid $5 a day, $150 a month. That's $1,800 a year. Now listen, you may say, well, Daryl, that ain't a whole lot of money. In order for you to have $150 coming to you consistently without you having to get out of bed for it, you'd have to have $36,000 set aside somewhere, gaining about a 5% interest on that you could not touch. So I asked a person, is it easy for you to put your hands on $36K or go and share this with 3 people? I get to share with 3 people all the time. Now, in addition to that, we have a momentum bonus. This momentum bonus pays in your first 30 days $150. You become an ED2 in your first 60 days, $20 a day, $600 a month. I want you to write this down. 12 equals 600. 12 equals 600. Now, I never said you needed to get 12 people in your organization. Well, you physically bringing 12 people in, I should say. This is 12 people who comes into your organization from the leverage that's being built from your team. That creates a $20 a day, $600 a month payout. Now, I could just stop right there because this right here alone changes the game for a lot of people. But however, the momentum bonus in 60 days of you doing that pays you $450. Remember, you only invested $249.97. So you already got your money back. It gets it better than this. How about becoming an ED3? You become an ED3, that's 36 people on your team. That's $50 a day, folks. We like to call that the Comma Club. That's $1,500 you get in a month. Then it gets even better because then you start to pick up leadership bonuses at $30 a pop. Then we have a $300 weekly bonus. In 90 days, you do this, you got a $900 momentum bonus. So your first 30, 60, 90 days, you picked up $1,500. That's like a fast start bonus, guys. Let me talk a little bit about that $300 a week, though, that performance bonus. In any given week, 6 people, come into your organization that's going to pay you $300 a week. That's in addition to your daily guarantee. And because if you're already an existing partner, our momentum bonuses will actually reset. So now you have a chance to get that 30, 60, 90 day, $150, $450, and $900. If you missed it, you have a chance to get that again. But it gets even better. You want to get real aggressive. From from your one executive director all the way to national ambassador. Our comp plan pays up to $15,000 a day. Now, when I first started my business, my distributorship, we were $1,000 a day. That was the cap. Then we went to $8,500 a day, all the way to $15,000 a day. I don't care if it took you 5 years plus to be able to make this kind of money. It'll never happen on your job. You cannot 9 to 5 your way to wealth. Stop trying to do that. It's not going to happen. Not. Like Mr. Woods just said, don't matter what your background is. I'm saying this because, obviously we don't get compensated for speaking on other businesses, other companies. But hey, listen, you go to work out at the gym at Planet Fitness, say no judgment zone, right? That's their slogan. There's no judgment zone when you come aboard in the NWR Financial.
And Daryl, you hit all the nail on the head. What they got to understand is this. Just like we said, we're not knocking nobody's job. We're not knocking nobody's organization. But one thing is true that we learned by doing what we do. Money does not get tired. Money does not sleep. And money does not complain. The thing is, people got to flip the switch on it. You got to start making your extra money invested in you and start making it work for you, because it's a tool.
Absolutely.
You've been working hard for money all your life. When are you going to take that tool that you've been earning all your life and flip the switch? Tell it what to do. It hits way different. And that's the mindset of some of the education alone, because a lot of people think that, as a promoter, that when we're doing this promoter thing, that, like, is all about just, the money. And don't get me wrong, we pay very handsomely. But the education alone, Daryl, the education alone that we actually, go through in this process, it will take somebody from, figuring out how they're going to be able to make it from the end of the month to like, man, I got abundance at the end of every month.
Absolutely. Now, Dante, you just basically mentioned that you were actually a 2-star executive director that's paying you $20 a day, $600. How does that hit, man? When you see that text go off every day, 5 o'clock, how does that make you feel, man?
Man, it made me feel like money. It made me feel like all the work, and all the like I'm helping other people. Like, it's a reminder that I'm still helping other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just really about the money for me. It's like about spreading awareness and helping people elevate their family status.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you what, family, y'all look at the numbers. You know what you need to make. Go after it. The sky's the limit. If you don't never make it to the $15,000, you know what I'm saying, and we saying that that's possible for you to do so. Anywhere in this lineup of cash that's coming in is in a big improvement on your household well-being. In our men's talk conversation tonight, Pastor said it tonight. I was listening to him. He said most of your problems that you have in a household stems from finances. Yes. The arguments that's going down, the divorces, it comes from the finances. So let's go ahead and fix that problem by getting your cash flow up. And I'll leave this after I say this. I'm gonna leave you guys with this here. We have what's called our 6-figure playbook. There's 6 things you got to do to get on the other side of money. You got to get your cash flow up, you got to get your credit scores up, and you got to get your assets up, all while lowering your debt, lowering your expenses, and then lowering your taxes. Guys, listen, you got to do those 6 things anyway, whether you're a part of the Wealth Syndicate, NWR Financial, or not. So why not have experts help you and get this bag? So guys, we got the training and support. We're doing it right now. They say that if you only retain a certain amount of information, we have weekly, daily Zooms, regionals that we have. We have our national convention. We just got back from Las Vegas. We have our leadership retreats like the Game Changer event coming up in March. Guys, listen, get plugged in. Stay plugged in to get paid, to get promoted. So you're going to want to be around this camaraderie. You want to be around like-minded people that's going to help you elevate to get to the other side of money. No more of all this talking, paying for all these different courses and things of that nature. It's okay if you're doing that, but if you're not implementing that information, what sense does it make? With this right here, you have a real chance to win. So listen, there's 2 types of financial information. You got the earning a living, which is just the linear income. 95% of Americans, look at that traffic day to day, 0 dark 30 in the morning, 0 dark 30 at night. or create that lifestyle for yourself, that 5%, that private information that's having the accumulation and wealth, keeping it, passing it on to their loved ones. See, that's the lifestyle you want. I said this earlier, being able to take a trip and go someplace and come back when you're ready to come back. You forget you don't have a piece of clothing, buy it when you get there. See, don't even take a suitcase with you. It's people who live like that. And it's not they're just wasting money. It's just that they've done something to position themselves to be able to have that kind of lifestyle. But see, the problem is that our mindset, we think that we're not worthy. Enough of that. You're worthy to have it all. Let's go after it. So you either all or you some. All you want this wealth promotion, become a wealth promoter, or you just want the wealth membership. Either way, we meet you where you are. Because see, your cash flow is still going to increase just by the membership alone. If you decide that you want to partner with myself and Mr. Oliphant, you can do that and be able to start creating a passive residual income by promoting this membership we're talking about here. So you're either a 1 or a 2. You become a wealth promoter with us, $249.97 to get started, $149.97 a month. We just showed you how to get that self-funded. It includes your spouse, and you have a chance to make up to $15,000 a day. Or just become a member. Join this membership, $149.97 a month. And I tell you what, if you share this with 3 people who you know need to have their taxes reduced, who need to have their credit restored, who need to have their bills reduced, NWR Financial is going to waive your $149.97. That's right. So you will never pay that ever again as long as you have an active member that you referred this program to. But see, who's going to get the referral? The person who you referred them to is the one who's going to receive the compensation on that, but yet you still get to get the membership at no cost after you refer 3 people to our program. So that's a win-win situation for you. So guys, please contact the person who introduced you to this stream tonight. Get started. You're going to get your private link from the person who invited you. We have weekly, nightly trainings. Wednesday night, our training is done by our top income earner, Mr. Brian M. Bean. Then they have an actual training afterwards. So once you get started, listen to the overview, you can go ahead and get started, then come back for the training afterwards. That's at 8:25 Wednesday nights. You're not going to want to miss that. howtobuildmywealth.com, howtobuildmywealth.com, with the password wealth. Join us Wednesday nights and let's get this information. Mr. Oliphant, Mr. Woods, got any last words, guys?
No, sir.
Hey, it's been awesome. It's been real. Hey, but everybody that's viewing right now, we always tell you, like, hey, look, the bottom's way too crowded. Hey, we're going to see in the bitches of the world at the top.
Absolutely, guys. I'm going to go ahead and run a quick testimony. And for that being said, we all want to say good night. Stand by.
Don Wilson, Ruthie Rodriguez, not regionals, not regional 2, not regional 3, not regional 4, executives. Executives. But because of what they've done with the money, corporate rewarded them because of all the assets they're purchasing. I want them to talk about how they're upwards of $750,000 in net worth. Now, how is that possible? What did you start with? How did you ramp up? How you feel?
First of all, let me do this.
You're going to weigh it down.
So I got to say this. You know, we Donna Owens, living in this car. I used to live out in my car as well. We talked and she said, I just really love this place. And I said, you want it? And she says, I really want this. I said, okay, cool. 60 days later, the date that we were initially supposed to make the first mortgage payment, I sent an email and I said, I need a payoff quote. All right. I think y'all missed that. 60 days later, before the first payment was made, I said, I need a payoff quote. and I stroked the check. Come on, sir. And I paid it in full. The entire time I was trying to find my why, it was staring me in the face. And it hit me like a sack of bricks, and I'm wrapping this up. Honey, what do you want? Babe, I really want some land in Puerto Rico. I really want to keep my family's legacy together. A couple months ago, I'm gonna go visit my mom for a week. I said, no, just stay for a month. Just stay for a month. While you over there for that month, I need you to talk to the lawyers. I need you to talk to the family. And I need you to find these 10 acres. And let's go make it happen. That's right. When we talk about $750,000 net worth, I'm just a 3-star executive director now. Come on, right? I'm just a 3-star executive now. I'm on my way to the ring. Yes, sir.
Wow, guys, that was amazing. Hey, listen, thanks again for so much for being a part of our Wealth Talk overnight. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Awesome.